Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Aspect Gaming. My name is Jack and I'm here to teach you how to play Triumvirate, or Triumvirate, I'm not sure, Roman words. This is a board game, or a card game I should say, more likely, as by the table you can guess. And it is for 2 players, only 2 players, and it goes for 20, 30 minutes, depending on how you want to play the game. So, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to play and how the whole intricacy of the game works. If you like how I do it, and if you like the game and you're interested, you can continue onto the playthrough, which me and my friend Will are doing together. Right, so let's get started. Okay, so Triumvirate, indie boards and cards. It also comes designed by Travis Worthington, which I believe is the founder of indie boards and cards. That's pretty cool. This, I believe, is their first, first indie boards and cards games ever. So that's why they put the number 1 in the box. So the theme is that we are fighting in the Roman Empire. So it's, the theme is pretty lackluster, but basically the theme is that we are fighting on the banks of like the Rubicon and like the Legionnaire Civil War, stuff like that, Roman stuff, right? And basically, one player is a senator, the other player is also like a senator, and we are vying for conquest to see which, I suppose, what do they call it, consul or something or other like that? Basically, which sort of like person wins the politics, I guess? It's a bit hard to explain, but but basically I'll teach you how it goes, right? So first off, the most important thing is the cards, which are right here. Whoop, that's upside down. There we go, right there. 27 of these, so they are all like that. They all have a nice little bit of that on it. And flipping them face up, they look like that. So, there are 3 different types of cards that are important in this game. There is the senators, which look like that, right? There is one in each colour. Let me find now, so if you look at that, one in each colour, each different illustration. They each have their own thing right there, and they rank, I believe it is, if I'm correct, it says right here actually, yellow is for Pompey, black is for Crassus, and red is for Caesar. So basically, the senators, which are these ones, are 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1, right, in the deck. The deck, by the way, is made of 27 cards, and there is the suits from 0 to, I believe it is 8, and it is each one, right, each suit, there are 3 different suits, once again, as I said, red for yada yada, yellow for yada yada, and black for yada yada, who cares, it doesn't really matter. Each one is a different suit, right? So, senators, there is the mob, right, which is this one. That is the 0 card in each suit, and there is only 1 mob in each of the suits, of course, right? So I guess 3 mobs total. And then the last one is the Legionnaires, or the Legions. This is 7, 5, and 3 in each of the different suits, and these are, essentially speaking, the, well, legions, I guess. So these are pretty important. Okay, so that's all of the cards in the deck. Also, along with that, we have the dealer marker to represent the dealer. We have 3 console markers, which, not that one, this one, which mark the different suits. So black for Crassus, red for yada yada, yellow for yada yada, right? So That's all of them. You can see there, and this one here. These ones are the game scoring markers to represent who has won a game, because the game is played in 3 separate rounds, or however many you want to. And this is the tableau, which for the, I believe, what's it called? The scoring tableau, yes. So this is the, basically just the simple tableau to put your stuff on. Okay, so, whoops, whatever, didn't know that. So, and a nice thing about this is that it actually comes in 3 different languages. English, what's this? This is, it says right here actually, German, and I believe that is French. So, that's nice. Guess you can buy the game if you belong to any one of those languages. Obviously, I'm teaching in English, if you didn't pick that up. Okay, so that'll stay over there for now. Okay, so let's get started on the actual rules teaching. So that's all of the components and everything. Here's the actual rules teaching. Right, okay, so start the game. We grab the deck of 27 cards. Once again, these cards, right? All of those. We shuffle them up, so we give them a bit of a shuffle. Right? Once they are shuffled, and let me just double check this for reference if I'm getting this right, because there is a specific number. It is, yes. You deal 11 cards each. That's right, always forget. It is 11 cards each, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you will notice that there are 5 remaining cards. These 5 remaining cards get set aside and we won't use them for now. Right? Now these 11 cards are each player's hands. So, obviously, hide them secretly, have a little look at them, go, okay, alright, that's my hand. Keep that for later, right? The person who dealt gets the dealer marker, as I said earlier. And I believe, I'm just double checking now, yes, and the person opposite the dealer begins the game. So, this tableau is just simply placed in the center of the table, and all of these markers are just placed there. Okay, so that's essentially speaking the setup. I mean, there isn't much setup, it's just deal out the cards, 11 each, 5 set aside, and person gets the dealer marker. Now, that's roughly what your hand will more or less look like, preferably with less yellows, right? So, if you have a look at that, that's roughly someone's hand, right? Yeah. So, in the game, we're going to use these 11 cards each. So, I'm going to pick up mine, I'm going to have a look at them. Whoever's playing with me is going to pick up theirs and going to have a look at theirs, right? We are going to now have a look, go, okay, alright, okay. Now, the opposing player with the player without the dealer marker goes first. So, let's say that I'm that person, right? So, I'm going, okay, so let's see. That's this guy's hand. Okay, so they've got a lot of reds, and I will remind you that we are vying for a certain person to win, so whether it's black, yellow, or red, okay? I'm not even going to say the emperor's names now, because just who even knows right now. Okay, so they'll choose a card, so let's say this card, right? Play it down. The next player, or well, the other player, will then have to follow suit. So what that means is that obviously this card is red, so the next player will have to play something that is also red. Right, so he will look at his hand and he will see that you don't have many red cards here. You see a 1 and a 3, right? So they will play a 1, right? So this person has played the red, has to follow with a red, right? So red upon red, red upon red, right? If they started with a yellow, this person would then have to play a yellow. Started with a black, would have to follow with a black, right? So you have to follow the color, and you have to play down that card, right? If you don't have that colour, then you can play any colour at all, right? Doesn't matter then. So then only 2 cards are ever played, right? So 1, then 2. That's the end of that, right? You're not playing any more cards, right? Now, how do you proceed from there? So you will look at the 2 cards. You'll see, okay, so 1 has the higher number. This one has the higher number. It's 2 beating 1, right? Obviously. So this one has, essentially speaking, won the trick, right? That's what you call it, right? A hand of cards. So this one has won the trick. So they lead again, right? So they then choose another card, play it down. The next player then has to follow suit. So let's see, they might be going, okay, so I might want to start leading now. So they'll play down this one. 6 and 8. Obviously 8 beats 6. That's another trick. This person starts leading now, right? Okay. The dealer marker does not matter. It only matters for the first deal and play, right? Other than that, it does not matter anymore. Okay. So that's basically how the turns go, right? So the turns are keep going like that, right? And they keep following on until one set of cards has had enough cards played down. So let's say that black's been getting a lot of cards played, right? So there, right? Let's just say black has won 3 times, right? So let's say this opposing player's played that, had to follow with that, yada yada yada. You keep going like that, right? Then eventually it's been 3 black wins, right? Right. Okay. Cool. That's fine. But whenever a suit gets 3 wins, we put a marker on there, right? That means that they have officially been elected as consul, or been elected as like the leader of that specific town, right? Then, after that, you will notice that the hands have been played out, and your cards will mostly be dry by now, right? So you won't have any cards left, right? So now, you're going to need some new cards, right? So then, you take the cards, including this one, shuffle them up, right, two them up. This person gets the dealer marker because you're swapping every hand, right? Then they deal, right? This time, you're just dealing evenly. So, it doesn't matter how many each one gets as long as it's even. But there are 3 that are set aside, right? Not 5, 3 this time, right? And then you start again, obviously, with the person without the dealer marker going first, right? So now I go first, right? Don't shuffle in my hand. And you keep playing like that, right? Until one of the colours has won 3 times on the board, right? So let's just say that black has won 3 times, right? Okay, that's the end of the tokens. And that means that now the game is over, essentially speaking, right? So you might be thinking, well, hang on, how does that determine the winner? Because you aren't necessarily vying for a specific colour for the entire game, right? So I could play down a yellow card, a red card, or a black card. It doesn't matter, right? So how do you choose who won, right? Well, that's the interesting thing, and this is where the main bulk of the game comes in. After you have elected someone as consul, so after you have put 1 token on, right, then you can put 1 card face down, and that's your pledge, right? Then you grab the cards and deal out, right? In a maximum 3 pledges, and each person can pledge, right? Now, and here's the interesting thing, right? You can pledge anything, but only legions are actually worth points, I guess you could say, right? So at the end of the game, right, we look at the cards that we have pledged, right? Let's say that yellow has 1, right? So I have pledged this one, and this person has pledged these, right? Let's just say that, right? Whatever. That's what we've pledged, okay? So now we will look at the legions. Yellow has 1, so only the yellow legions will count. If you've pledged a red legion or a black legion, doesn't count. Legions only count for that specific color, right? Now we're looking at these 2 legions. Let's go. Okay, so let's see. That's right. Okay, so this person has pledged this person has pledged this. This one has the higher number. That means that this person has 1, right? So they get a game scoring marker, and bang, they have 1, right? Once again, they have only won that round. So, of course, you can keep playing over any sort of amount of rounds that you actually want to, but that is essentially speaking the game, right? So that's essentially speaking like the entire game, and you could even just finish a game after your after one go, right? And not even have these purple markers in them, because they are only used to mark who's won the game, right? So, I mean, it's recommended best 2 out of 3 because that's the that's the best sort of way to get the most out of your enjoyment. But essentially speaking, that is the game, and that's it really. So the winner is the person who has pledged the most consoles, or at least they will get a game scoring marker, and then whoever has the most game scoring markers wins, right? And that is essentially speaking the game, right? Please let me know in the comments if I have done a good job at explaining this game. If not, I will try and improve next time. But, of course, this is my first time doing this, so I am a little bit of a newbie. Now, please come and watch the playthrough if you want to see how the game properly comes out and properly evolves, right? If not, you can also just check in for the review, which we will do later after the playthrough. Or you can leave it at that. And thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and of course, give us a comment. Tell us how we did. Well, how I did. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. See you, everybody. Bye.